Hello everybody, my name is Khaled Siddiqui, and in this video I will be doing a review and feature setup and or unboxing of a Willer WE1010 soldering iron. This is a really nice digital soldering iron which I just bought, and I bought this because I am replacing my old Willer WES51. And this guy took a dive on me. The cable is kind of loose. You have to like wiggle it, and this knob right here, this knob is acting up. I did replace this. I bought this 5 years ago, but within 2 years I had to buy a new iron. So I did replace this, but now the actual base, the power supply, has given up. So it's about time for this guy to be retired and be replaced with this guy, which I just purchased. All right. So let's look at this and see what's included, how to set it up, and what are the bells and whistles in this unit. Alright, so this unit has a digital display. You can control the temperature digitally, and the main features are as follows. Let me zoom in to these features so you can see better. 70 watt power supply, 70 watt iron, new LCD display which is digital, high power, or 70 watts considered high power, and easy to set it up, and static device sensitive protection. For example, if you're soldering an IC chip that's static sensitive, this soldering iron will not damage it. And then you have the temperature range between these degrees, between Fahrenheit and centigrade, and you have standby from 1 to 99 minutes, and then you can lock the temperature so it doesn't change. And you could also do automatic setback, and you can change the tip without the need for any tools. You basically twist the tip. That actually was nothing, I mean, there's nothing new even in this old one which I used. You just twist and you open. It's not, you didn't need tools with the old one either. So that's not a new feature, but that has been a feature of Willer all along. Okay, so these are basically the advertised features on the box. Let's open it up and see what we get inside. Is it really that good that they advertise it to be? So the manual is pretty big. If you look at the manual, for a soldering iron, a manual this thick is really impressive, because usually they have like a quick user's guide like this, and that's about it. And this is the quick user's guide. And let's take the unit out of the box and see what we have. So this section is the actual iron and the base. Let's see. This is the actual iron. Now I am assuming that this iron should work with the other base as well, but I'm not gonna be connecting it with that. Let me see. Not really. No, these are different part numbers. So I won't be taking any chances on that. This right here is the stand. Very similar to the old stand. Basically, they didn't change much as far as... I'm gonna do a comparison also. This is also very similar, but it isn't the same though. It is similar, but you see right here, the other one didn't have this part. So this is something new. Let me remove this so you can see better. And the actual power supply. And that's it. Nothing else. Now, let's open this. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pin, but here I have only 5 pin. So this means that this base might be able to handle other types of soldering irons in addition to the one that comes with it. So when you are putting this together, be careful because there's a little notch. You have to make sure that notch matches to that notch right there at the base. Let me get a close-up on that one. So look at the notch right here. You see that there is a little cut at the bottom. Right here there's a little cut, and the same thing, there's a little indentation that will prevent it from being connected incorrectly, which is good. It's a protection type of thing. And also you see this, like this has to match that, and to open it, this has to match this. This arrow has to match that one. There are 2 arrows here. Let me go this way so you can see. These 2 arrows have to match, and to lock it, the arrow goes to the right. So now this is locked. Alright, so let's zoom out and unwind this. This goes right here. Very nice and easy. And this right here is the power cable. Let's unplug the power cable. Okay, so I plugged it in, and it goes right here, and that's it. That's basically, we're ready to go. And you have to put a few drops of water on this. Please make sure to use distilled water, because you will have, if you use the tap water, what happens is all the calcium that's in the water will be on the tip of your soldering iron, and when that happens, your soldering iron will get oxidized very quickly. So make sure you use the purest form of water, which is distilled water. Alright, so the manual, you can go through the manual. I'm also going to leave a link for the electronic manual underneath the video, which you can click and read it online, because the fonts are so small, not very simple to read, but I will teach you how to use it or set up the temperature and what have you. Okay, so to turn it on, you just turn it on, simple as that. And when you turn it on, the default temperature is what's the tip of the soldering iron. Right now the temperature is rising rapidly, which is very good. I have a solder wire here. This is try to use lead-free soldering wire to prevent cross-contamination or lead poisoning and what have you. So see, within few seconds it already reached 400 degrees, which should be good enough to melt this. Let's see. And there it is. It's unbelievably rapid. I mean, this thing is so fast, which is not even real. This is fast. This is rapid. I have yet to see a soldering iron get warmed up that quickly. I mean, this is really good. I'm impressed with the speed, how quickly it... Let me put some water here. Again, this is not any water, it's distilled water. And there you go. Very nice. Very, very nice. Impressive. Okay, so now let's reduce the temperature, because I don't want it to be that high. So let me show you how that works. So let's talk about the menus and digital display. This shows your set temperature. I have set it to 600 degrees, and it will continuously warm up the iron until it reaches 600. Once it reaches 600, this will stop powering the iron. As soon as the temperature of the soldering iron drops, this will kick in again. So just for the sake of it, I'm gonna cool down the tip with the water, and watch how the temperature dropped, and it will immediately kick back in to to increase the temperature to 600 degrees. Now, right now it's set to Fahrenheit, but you could set it to centigrade or Celsius. Now I'm going to show you the functions. This is so simple that it doesn't even need explanation. It's so simple. You click the function. This tells you their standby time. Currently set to 2 minutes. You could change it. Let's see here. You could change it back and forth, but I'm not gonna. This is your offset, the amount of degrees you want it to be, like accuracy, and this right here is the temperature between degrees and Fahrenheit. Fahrenheits and centigrades. Then we have this one, which is the lock. You want it to be locked in a certain temperature. Let's say you want it to be locked in, for example, 336, and you lock it. I don't want to do that, but then no one can change it. That basically the digital display will be locked if you do that. So I'm going to leave it back to unlocked. And then right here, let's go from locked. Right here is your main screen. Now let's say if I want my main temperature setting to be 500, I reduce this to 500. Once I reduce it to my desired 500, then I will press the menu and hold it for a second. Watch. So I hold it like that. So now I reduce it to 500, press menu. Now it's going to drop. The temperature is going to drop basically until it reaches 500. So basically right now the power from this unit going to the iron has stopped. It stopped going to, the power has stopped, and this is the iron trying to reach ambient temperature from just contact with air, and once it reaches to 500, only then it will get energy from here. If it reaches, let's say if it reaches 499, then the power from here will go, and that little zigzag icon, the electricity icon, that shows that now the power is going to the iron in order to kick it back to 500, since it dropped to 496. And that thing shows the power is going. It's basically that simple, and then you turn it off from here. This is turn it on and off, and the actual feel of the iron, like the actual feel is so good. It's so ergonomic. It fits your hand very easily. And let me do a solder test, a soldering test, to show you how good of a soldering it does. Put this here and do a soldering. Let me bend this so you could see the cable tip as it's being soldered. Let me see if I can zoom further. Look at that, I can zoom further. That's very good. Okay, so now I'm doing a soldering. And look at that, that is so good. That is so good. Look at that soldering. I mean, the wire, I know that wire shield melted. That's because this is not a high temperature shield. So I could have done a much better job than that. But I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a nice little solder if it wasn't for the melting of the shield. I let it run too hot. I should have removed the tip much quicker. But when it comes to the soldering, it does a great job. I like how it feels, how easy it is, and it doesn't take too much space on your desk. It's very small, and yeah, so I give it 5 stars, 5 out of 5, as far as being very practical and very nice and easy to use. Okay, so if you have any specific questions, or if you want me to do certain tests that I didn't cover, please feel free to let me know, and I would love to, do that for you and show you how it works. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe.